stuff like that. And I'd encourage the coaches to maybe do that throughout the season. Anthony?
Yeah, I wanted to, how many of you are first-time parents through the Little League? We got a number of first-time kids through here? No? Most of you have been through this before? I just wanted to offer one comment. I took sort of a passive role with my oldest child coming through Little League, dropped the kid off, showed up at the games. That was about it. And took a different pass with my second round of children, and getting obviously quite involved. If you're not involved in this, I just would really encourage you to do it. It is a life-changing experience to get involved with your children in Little League. And I could tell you, having managed fall ball last year, what a different experience it is to have a number of parents participate. It improves the entire team. So if you have it in you to participate, please raise your hand and offer to help in any capacity, whether it's bringing water to the games, taking pictures, just showing up in the stands, making sure your kids get to practice on time. But the coaches can really use help. And if you can spare it, I'd highly recommend it. It is a life-changing experience, and you won't regret it. And your children grow up real fast. So if they're 10, 11, 12, before you know it, they're 13, and they don't even know you anymore. For those of you that have been through that, you can relate. So anyway.
Thank you for that. Most of you know our website, PetalumnaNational.org. It's updated, and I think we've done a really great job. Ray Green is our information officer. He is a web nut and does a really good job. Hopefully you can use that as a resource. This will help on rainouts that we'll have certainly this year, or changing schedules, or tryouts, or player evaluations, or whatever it is. All-star selection, all that stuff will be there, and it's there updated. This calendar is a very fluid thing throughout the year, so the website's a good source. Many of you have heard my message casts, as erroneous as they come out, and I have to redo them 2 or 3 times. We're getting better, and I'm trying, right, Phoebe? I'm trying to get them down to like 25 seconds or 20 seconds before you guys hang up on me, but that's another source of information. Anthony does a lot of our emails, and I think that's a good source. Not everybody is in tune with email at home. I know I'm not, because I am at work, and when I get home, I'm done. But that's another way of staying in touch. There is a phone at the field. I have no idea what the phone number is. Do you?
Not off the top of my head, it's in the snack bar.
Okay. Yeah.
The phone number's on the website. And we don't encourage using that.
Yeah, it's that's like the last resource.
Like people call, I can't be at the game. Can you look and tell me what the score is? And did my kid?
Can you tell my coach?
I'm sorry. I wish I could, but
most of us are past that. Cell phones have enabled that. Everybody's got one.
Like a hot dog to go, please.
Yeah. When you have issues this year, find a board member. And
yeah, I was going to say, go on the list and take a look and call your VP of your particular league, because the closer you can get to the person that's going to actually address it, the quicker response you'll get to whatever your need is. Because if it's someone that it isn't the right person, they have to get a hold of the person, So either start, if it has to do with your child, call me, and if it's in a particular area, AA, AAA, majors, juniors, whatever it is, look for that VP.
Or find me and we'll get you the right people. Yeah. Okay, so real quick, we've had a lot of people saying, what do we do with the money? I'll say this, we are the least expensive league in this town, and probably one of the least expensive leagues in the country. We did a survey with an organization that was going to run a registration, and that person came back and said, you got to be kidding. That's all you're charging? But guess what? We do it because we want all-inclusive. And we, as many kids to sign up as possible. But here's what we're doing with your money. We hired a landscaping company this year to take care of our fields, because our coaches last year, I don't know if many of you know it, but I did it as a major league parent. I saw these coaches who were with our kids mowing the lawn 20 minutes before the game. So we had literally 12 to 15 different people mowing that major league field. Now my lawn looks different than someone else's, so you can see what it looked like, right? So perfect for one guy is imperfect for another. But we hired a landscaping. His name is Kenneth Shuzu. Is that his name? Okay, and Empire Landscaping is doing a fabulous job. That's going to bring continuity to the field that we have out there, and I think it's really tremendous. Wayne Douglas, who's on our board, is coordinating the field efforts. We brought in 20 yards of dirt. We're reshaping the mound. We're putting brand new sod out there, replacing the bases.
Wayne spends a ton of time at the field. If any of you want to get involved with that. His name is on the website. He is glad to take your calls or emails at any time to arrange a time for you to come out and help out with that.
Yeah, anytime. He's virtually out there. I know.
He's out there almost every day.
Ken's out there 7 days a week for sure. The snack shack, the snack bar, the concession stand, wherever you want to call it, that big building sells all the food. I love that is, I don't know if many of you have known that, but that thing has been a temporary kind of building that's turned into permanent type building. And last year the health department said, hey, I'm glad you're selling Caesar salad and chili dogs out of here. However, you need to upgrade it according to the health department code. And of course, we haven't done anything with it because we're thinking we're going to move eventually. Well, we made a significant investment to get that up to standards. And if you go on the inside, for those of you who worked in that, it is unbelievable. I was just there this morning. We bought industrial sinks, all new cabinetry, refloored it, reframed it, brand new lightings, electrical, plumbing, everything is redone on that. Why does that matter? Cleanliness and all that stuff as far as food preparation had to be up to health department standards. Nancy Swanson, who's the concession, head of the concessions, is loving this. It's like going from a dilapidated apartment to a high-rise condo. She's loving it. Okay? And we have to do, all our appliances have to be commercial grade. We can't just put a microwave in there, it's got to be commercial grade stuff, according to the health department.
How about the barbecue?
The barbecue is what it is for right now, right?
Well, and we got a
Light on fire
barbecue donated last year.
We got a new one donated last year.
Last year, and that was a brand new one, but we do so many.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll deal with that, but I was just gonna add that we only paid for all the actual equipment that we needed. Everything that was done were volunteers within our league.
That
So
donated
the
their
framing,
time
the
and
wiring,
money.
I mean, everyone donated their time and has been out there for weeks working on this.
Yeah.
So we didn't pay for any labor at all. Very fortunate.
Of course, some of your money goes to some of the new uniforms. We're not replacing uniforms every year, only those that need replacing. Some of you mentioned the surveys replacing buttons. Of course, we'll do that as well. But for the most part, our uniforms are in good shape. We usually replace 2 to 4 team uniforms a year. Field equipment, new bases, fencing, backstops, scoreboard repair. We're trying to do a safety zone this year for those of you who are used to zipping in and going 100 miles an hour so your child gets their field in time. We're going to really, really monitor it this year. You won't be allowed to park if you're going over 5 miles an hour in that zone for the safety of our children. If any of you have seen a foul ball, the kids go zipping out there to get a foul ball, someone comes through that parking lot, even 5 miles an hour, it's a hazard. So we're going to put a stop sign somewhere there and a dip so people can stop just for a moment, just in case any child runs out. But we're also going to try to run a safety fence parallel to the right field fence on the major league field and the left field fence on the minor league field, which is a walkway. So kids aren't walking behind the cars, they're walking in front and then going out from there. Okay. So there's a lot of things to consider that. We actually thought about hiring someone to be a parking lot monitor. I'm going to encourage everybody here to park outside, drop off your child and go park outside and walk to the field. Much safer for the kids and less car damage, right? Anybody's had their car popped by a foul ball. Of course, we provide balls, bats, and gear. The balls alone cost us somewhere around $3,500, I believe, this year. Just a ton of money. That's not including catcher's gear, helmets, bats, practice balls, you name it. Bases, those tearaway bases cost a ton of money as well. We're training your coaches this year. Not that they haven't been trained, but we're actually brought in a group called the Positive Coaching Alliance. They're out of Stanford. They're going to teach a class to all of our coaches. It's a mandatory training called double goal coaching. And basically it teaches them life lessons, what they're doing with your children, and also how, winning on the field is one thing, but the second thing is you're building the character of the children. So it's mandatory for all coaches to go through this class. It's a 2-hour class that I think is a great investment for our kids of our community. They also have to go through an umpire school, as you know, at major league level, at minor league level. The coaches do the umpiring. Number one complaint I hear from parents is, well, the umpire is terrible. Well, gosh, this guy's a volunteer, but if we give him some tools to get him in the, to everybody umpire the same way or, understand the rules, that would really help. Okay?
We can always use more volunteers for umpires.
Absolutely.
If you guys are thinking you're seeing bad calls, well, come help out.
Amen.